All right, Thunder RC Sunday on-road. Appreciate everybody coming out to Thunder RC tonight. Good little crowd for a Sunday. Today. No, I said today. Trust me. We race again in 2 weeks, everybody. 2 weeks. We are not racing next weekend. We are off next weekend. Then we race for 4 weeks straight up to Thanksgiving. So I'm going to burn you out in 1 month. We are racing the Sunday after Halloween. Yes, we are. I should have candy left over from Saturday, maybe, depending on how many people show up Saturday. So 2 weeks to the next race, everybody.
Loki Orban.
All right, Junior Trans Am, Loki, Orlando, and Maya. Loki, your TQ with a 19.503. Touring car drivers, A-main drivers out to Marshall. Tim Moore, John Barron, and Eric Anderson out to Marshall.
Mark Inart.
Hey, Chris, did you turn that on? Carter. Carter. Did you turn that on? No, well, turn it off, please. All right, everybody's checked in. Line them up. Well, why are you checked in then? Why are you checked in? It's checked. It's white. It's checked. See, you're checked. Your car's on the track. What are you talking about? All right, Loki, Orlando, Maya. Line them up there, Tim. Second tape back. Bounce it off there, Orlando. There you go. All right. Junior Trent. Yes. When I hit the button and you hear the tone, pull the trigger as hard as you can and blast right through the sweeper. Yep, pull the trigger as hard as you can. On the tone, less than 5. Ooh. Orlando was ready. Loki, Orlando. Oh, traction roll for Loki. Tim with his crane move. Orlando out to the lead. Oh, Loki taps. Gets peeled. Maya does a lap at pit lane. Look at the car. Don't look at me. Loki trying to chase down Orlando. Orlando trying to work his way past Maya.
4 minutes left.
Uh-oh, we got a beeping radio. Don't know whose it is, but it sounds like an M11. Uh-oh, Maya into the wall. Loki now about 5 seconds back of Orlando. Maya with the track cut, just like her dad. Tim Moore with his walker out to Marshall. I just feel that I'd make you feel happy.
3 minutes left.
Hey, it wasn't bad. Now that I have, oh no, the leader, body issues. We got our best guy on it. That's Will Sheffield's body. Orlando out to an 8-second lead now. Just got to get around Maya again. Oh, Peels absolutely annihilates in Maya. Giving Tim Moore a workout. See if Loki can get around Maya. Yeah, Loki gets the clean pass on Maya. That should put Loki closer to Orlando. Yes, it does now. 5.8 seconds. Left. But with 2 minutes to go, does Loki have enough time to close back in on him? Orlando on a 20-lapper. Loki, a little trouble through the sweeper. Takes it out wide. Orlando working his way onto the straightaway. The gap was 5.2. Orlando works his way past Maya without peeling her. Loki now 4.8 back as he gains 0.3 on that lap. Oh no, Loki taking it to the wall there. Got to keep it center of the track. Loki having a hard lap there, falls a little bit further behind.
One minute left.
Loki now 10 seconds behind Orlando with less than a minute to go. Orlando might have this one wrapped up.
45 seconds left.
Orlando works his way down the straightaway as Loki shows Maya the horsepower. Way to hustle, Myron.
30 seconds left.
Orlando down the straight. Loki. Oh no! It died!
15 seconds left.
The leader in the pit lane stuck. 10 seconds to go. He puts it in the wall again. Loki takes the lead. Oh my gosh. Last lap heartbreak for Orlando as Loki takes the lead and the win.
Loki,
oh no. Loki, you're done. Easy, Loki. Easy, Loki.
Orlando Dillard done.
And Orlando brings it home in second. Maya in third. Oh my gosh. Mechanical difficulties for Orlando on the last lap cost them the win.
The race
Gonna
is
have to talk to
completed.
your mechanic there, Orlando. I'd fire your mechanic, Orlando. Can we get some help in the sweeper? Hey, Myron, you're up. Good job, Loki. Way to hang in there. All right, drivers from last race, take your cars back to the pits, come back out of Marshall.
Two minutes to the start of the race. Scott Percher.
Maya. Right there. Because he's got the whole middle. You just got this corner. Yeah, just over there. Right there. He was out there first. You got to get out there. All right, Myron, Lee, Casey, Scott, and Joel.
1 minute to the start of the race.
Did Joel go home? Oh.
Lee Kessler. 45 seconds to the start of the race.
Where's Joel? Hey, Tim. Look outside and see if Joel's out there. Oh, he left?
30 seconds to the start of the
Okay.
race.
He left. Did he break everything? Ah.
Fifteen seconds to the start of the race.
Hi.
Casey Griffith.
All right, just waiting on Myron to check in, and we'll be good to go. Lee with the rent-a-ride. Woo! All right, line them up. No more laps.
Myron Kinnard.
All right, Myron, Lee, Casey, Scott. Myron, Lee, Casey, Scott. Second tape. Right up, back. Yeah, hook them up there, Loki. They don't start on the wall, though. They don't start on the wall. Yep, just to there. Right there. That's good. Yep. All right. Drivers, are you ready? USGT on the track with a Trans Am Chaser. On the tone. Oops. There you go. Perfect. On the tone, less than 5. Oh, Scott gets racy early. Oh. Lee chasing down Myron down the straightaway. Scott traction rolls through the bus stop, but holds on to that third spot. Let's see if Lee can close in on Myron. Oh, Lee takes it to the pipe. down the straight, loses a little bit of ground to Myron. About 2.2 seconds behind as Scott works his way through the sweeper. Casey gonna have to work for it now. Got a little bit of push. Oh, Myron puts it up in the air, watching the sweeper. Lee takes the lead. Oh, Myron just absolutely peels Lee. Oh, and Scott had a chance, but he's in the mix. That's going to allow Casey to close back in on the leaders as Lee in the lead, Myron down to second,
5 minutes
Scott in
left.
third. Throw a blanket over the top three. Here comes Casey, about 3 seconds behind here. Oh, Myron takes back over the lead. Lee falls back into second. Lee a little wide over around Porsche corner. Scott follows suit. Oh, trouble for Casey. Watch your corner, Maya. Maya. I'm watching you. Quit daydreaming over there. Myron out to the lead. Lee 2.4 back. Scott 2.5 behind Lee. Casey about 4 seconds behind Scott. And closing. Casey through the sweeper. Scott, trouble at the Porsche
4 minutes
corner.
left.
Gonna let Casey close in on him a little bit. Lee works his way through the crosstown. Myron down the straightaway. Myron in the white and blue coming into the diagonal. Oh, trouble for Lee. Gets a little long coming into the infield. Gonna let Scott close into him just a little bit, but Scott was about 7 seconds back as Lee falls about 4 seconds back behind Myron. Casey now only 2.8 behind Scott. So
3
Casey
minutes
works his
left.
way down the straightaway, trying to chase down Scott as Scott works the crosstown into the bus stop onto the straightaway. He gets out of Myron's way. Oh, trouble for Casey. Help him out, help him out. Oh, Myron coming up to put a lap on Lee now. As Lee having a hard lap there. That's going to let Scott close in on 2.4 back, but Scott's got to worry about Casey 1.7 back. So the battle right now, second, third, and fourth. About 4 seconds separate those drivers. Maybe even 3. Oh, Casey upside down. So Casey now falling a little bit further back, about 5 seconds behind Scott.
2 minutes left.
Still 2 minutes to go in this race, though. Oh, trouble for Casey. Scott coming up. Oh, Scott rolls it. Too much traction here at Thunder. Myron out to a lap lead over Lee. Lead 2 seconds up on Scott. Now 4 seconds with Scott. Oh, watch it in the diagonal. Easy in the diagonal. Easy in the diagonal. Casey having a couple bad laps here. Hopefully he can pull it back together. Going a lap down to Scott there. Scott now about 6 seconds behind Lee. That's your closest battle right now, is Lee about lap down to Myron.
1 minute left.
So let's pick up Lee as he works his way onto the straightaway. He's the blue with the yellow stripe. Scott Pritchard, your third place, the black with green sides.
45 seconds left.
Casey trying to get his lap back to chase Scott down. Oh, Scott traction roll puts it on the wall. Casey gets his lap back. Not a
30
battle for
seconds
position,
left.
but with 30 seconds to go, anything can happen, as we saw in the junior Trans Am race. Trouble for Myron works his way onto the straightaway. Casey
15 seconds left.
now about 12 seconds behind Scott. Scott 10 seconds behind Lee. And Lee, when you hit the line, you will be done.
Myron Kinnard done. Casey Griffith done. Scott Percher done. Lee Kessler
And
done.
that's a race. Myron takes a 29, Lee 28, Scott 27, Casey 26.
The race is completed.
Hi, B-main time. Rick, Scott, Steve, and Billy. Need your drivers from the last race. Back out to Marshall, please. Drivers from the last race. Back out to Marshall.
Rick Worth. Billy Wright. Steve Queen. Two minutes to the start of the race. Scott Fuller.
All right, everybody's checked in. Rick Worth, your BQ. Followed by Scott, Steve, and Billy. Yep, the second mark. Yep, right there. Perfect. Hey, Orlando, move this way. There you go, right there. Perfect. All right, drivers, are you ready? B-main time
1
on the
minute to the
tone.
start of the race.
Less than 5. Ooh. Little racy. Oh, Steve inside on Scott. Gives him the fender. So Rick out to the lead in that pink and white. Oh, Steve gets inside Scott at the Big Dipper. Scott taps Billy up on his back bumper. Billy around Scott, so Scott down to 4th. After pressuring Rick early, Billy goes out wide at the Big Dipper. Scott, oh, Billy taps Scott around for 3rd. Up at the front, it's Steve and Rick. As Steve in that new Serpent, chasing down Rick in the X-Ray. Old X-Ray. Rick trying to yard out Steve. Oh, trouble for Steve. Oh, hard hit for Steve to the wall outside the track, I believe. As he
5
falls
minutes
back
left.
to 4th. Gonna have to work his way up. Rick gets that breathing room he was looking for. Can run clean laps now. He's gonna have to worry about Scott here in a minute, though. He's got about 2.2 seconds back. Billy 1.7 behind Scott. Steve right on Billy's rear bumper at the line. Oh, trouble for Steve. Car just a little twitchy. Driver's twitchy? Oh, okay. So Rick down the straight, Scott down the straight, just about straightaway advantage. 1.2 seconds. Scott with a 10.3. But Steve Keithy with the faster 10.3. Rick pushing into the pit lane there a little bit, trying to tighten it up.
4 minutes left.
As Scott yanks the trigger in that Trinity Monster horsepower. Scott resets fast lap by .004. Rick starting to get pressure from Scott. Steve about 3.4 back in that third place position. Billy 1.5 behind Steve. Scott looking for a move on Rick. Rick taps. Scott tries to go around on the outside at the Big Dipper. Can't hold it. Rick tightens it up at Porsche corner. They go through the bus stop. Scott tries to go inside. Almost catches the rear bumper of Rick. Looking for the clean place to pass. Scott Fuller goes out a little wide at the triangle. Trying to do everything. He hits the wall. He hits the pipe. He throws it away. So Rick gets a little bit of breathing room now again as Steve taps at the pit lane. There's about 5 seconds separating all 4 cars.
3 minutes left.
Rick batten down the hatches for another barrage from Scott as Scott works his way and closes in on the sweeper. It's Rick in the pink and white, Scott in the orange. They go into the bus stop. Rick tightens it back up again. Scott yanks the trigger, holds them through the sweeper. Rick looks like he double stops in the pit lane there. Scott trying to find a spot. Rick trying to hold corner. Rick, the old cagey veteran. Years and years of big races for Rick. Stopping in the corners though. Car not flowing as Scott tries to go inside onto the straightaway. Can't do it. He goes out wide, gets out into the fluff. Slows down through the sweeper. Rick goes out wide. Scott goes inside. Hey, tap. Scott gives it back, but that's going to let Steve close in. So the battle 1, 2, 3 down the straightaway. As Rick trying to find it. Scott finally finds a clean pass. Rick now down to second as he's getting the pressure from Steve in the yellow. Scott in the orange down. Yanks out a little bit of breathing room on Rick as Rick trying to hold his corners, trying to not let Steve have any chance of getting around him. Steve just a little bit faster coming through into the sweeper. Rick through the Big Dipper triangle. So Rick trying to hold on to second as Steve in that third spot trying to put pressure. They go out wide at the triangle. Rick taps. Oh, Steve around for second now as he sets his sights on Scott Fuller now. Tires warmed up. They've got about 1:18 to go. Steve trying to do everything he can to close back in on Scott Fuller. Fuller in that all orange round Porsche corner through the crosstown into the bus stop onto the straightaway. Steve now trying to chase him down. Scott goes 10.5, but Steve goes 10.6.
1 minute left.
Not letting Scott get too far away. Scott getting a little bit of breathing room now. He can run his own line. He goes 10.37. Steve comes back with a 10.8. So Scott stretching it out as Steve falls a little bit further behind with 45 seconds to go. Rick still about 1.3 behind Steve. Scott goes 10.8, Steve 10.6, Rick 10.9. So Rick, after leading early, falling back to this third place position. Scott stretching it out. Another 10.6 to 10.7 for Scott and Steve. Scott goes 10.4 again.
15
oh,
seconds
Steve
left.
taps. Might have put the nail in the coffin. As Scott through the sweeper, Steve just barely coming onto the straightaway. Now 3.6 second gap, 5 seconds to go. Steve still got to worry about Rick behind him. He's only 2 seconds behind in that third place spot, but they hit the line, they'll be done. Steve bringing home in second. Scott Rick, on his victory lap as Rick brings home in third.
Right done.
Billy in
Scott
fourth,
Fuller
and
done.
Scott Fuller taking the B main.
The race is completed. Tim Moore. Two minutes to the start of the race. One minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race. "30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race.
All righty, A-main time. Need a
Robert
turn marshal.
Durlos. John Trinity Barrett. Eric Anderson.
Durless at track change in 2 weeks for those listening at home. All right, everybody's checked in. Let's line them up. Beep. I ain't gonna say let's five. I'm just pushing button. Aha, you got by tuck. All right, running orders: Eric, John, Tim, Robert. Everybody, watch out for Robert. Boy, that's awful tight. But if all right, drivers, are y'all ready? Less than 5. Oh, pretty clean, pretty clean. Oh, John, a little tappy. Here comes Robert taking them all out. I told you. I'm docking him a lap. All right, we'll give y'all a minute to get sorted. Look at his belt. All right. 30 seconds in, we got Eric, Robert, Tim. Eric's on a 36.606. Robert's on a 34.609. Tim's on a 33.604. Eric's fast lap's 9.9. Durla's a 10.5. Tim's is a 10.5.6.
5 minutes left.
Yeah, don't go on the outside of anybody. You already learned that from Oval. No outside passing. All right, running orders. Eric, Robert, Tim. Eric's last lap was a 9.87. Robert's a 11.46. Tim with a 10.9. Eric's on 36.603 still. Tim's on 33.603. Robert's on 32.602. Woo, hang on to it then.
Four minutes left.
Give me $5 and I'll just say Eric's name a bunch of times. He thought it was Durla. He just seen green. All right, running order still Eric, Tim, Robert. Eric's on 36.603. Tim is on 33.605. Robert's up to 33.607. Eric's last lap was a 10.3. Tim's was 10.9. Robert was 10.6. Robert's 0.59 behind Tim. Tim's 13 behind Eric. Sounds like you got a player, like a card in a spokes of the bicycle. Redneck curb filler. All right, coming up on halfway.
3
Eric,
minutes
Tim,
left.
Roberts still the running order. Eric's on 36.603. Tim's 33.603. Robert's up to 33.605. Tim's 16.4 behind Eric. Robert's up to 3.3 behind Tim. Don't let him have it. Woo. Oh, bob and weave, bob and weave. Close it down. Oh, you let him have it too easy. Now you got on that loose stuff. All right, running orders there. Robert, Tim. Eric's still on 36.604. Eric, Robert's on at 33.602. Tim's 33.603. Only 0.3 behind Robert. Eric's last lap was a 9.96. Roberts was a 10.9. Tim was 11.0. There you go. Catching it back. Tighten her up. Durla's 23 behind Eric. Tim's only 0.2 behind Durla. Running order still Eric, Robert, Tim.
One minute left.
You heard her, 1 minute to go. Scott's going to put his car out there and cop car Durla. It's tipping.
45 seconds left.
Yep. The front, like you said, the front's pretty flat, but the back's kind of tippy. All right. 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds
Eric,
left.
Robert, Tim's the running order. Eric's last lap was a 10 flat. Robert's was a 10.6. Tim was 10.9. Tim's 1.8 behind Durla now.
15 seconds left.
Tim's last lap was 11.0. Robert's 10-7. Eric with a 10 flat.
Robert Durrett done.
I caught you at the line, Robert.
Tim Moore done.
Tim.
Derek Anderson done.
Good run. Finishing order was Eric, Robert, Tim. Eric with a 36.603. Robert with a 33.6 flat. Tim with a 33.603. John made one lap.
The race is completed.